Hello, mates. I'm Delulu. I'm here. I'm queer on this lovely Wednesday, where we're having a heat wave. That's always nice. These birds are a paid actor. My lovely Deliri, she is on a vacation, which I tried to force her to extend, but that's Deliri. So, instead you guys have me here with y'all. I'm sure that we'll do a concert recap for y'all. I know you guys are probably waiting for that. But for now, I'm here with a lovely checkerboard tan on my arms because of the concert. Summer solstice, the day of, it was the longest day. Hi, how are you? Sorry, y'all got caught up with the neighbor's repairman. I am no good in social situations, but that's okay. I try my best. So, as I was saying, my lovely Deliri is out for the moment. You guys are here with your checkerboard girl. We had a great summer solstice eve. Day. I'm sorry, not eve, day. My brother-in-law so lovingly reminded us that it was the longest day of summer. It certainly felt like it. But it was a lovely time. Like I said, I'm sure we'll get more in depth when we're finally reunited again. But yeah, I have been spending my extended vacation living that disabled Betty life. I hope you guys are doing good out here in this heat wave because it is something, let me tell you. Something I do want to go over with Deliri present for you guys is the Vlog Squad situation, particularly focusing on Jeff Wittick and his story, which I find quite inspiring, harrowing, etc. Not etc., but for the time being, I want to do a really in-depth, deep dive on it, just because I've seen some other YouTubers doing recaps of it as well, since David Dobrik is coming back into the social zeitgeist and everything. So I'd like to do that. Let me know if you guys want to hear that explained. But yeah, I have just been, excuse me, oh my gosh, I have just been watching true crime docs and keeping an eye out on the news, and I'm sure there's lots we could talk about. Deliri and I have been talking extensively behind the scenes about the Adriana Smith case and how dystopian that feels, as bearing organ havers, I'll say. But we have also been keeping support out, keeping our eye on the protests that have been going on extensively. If you guys follow, our Twitter or what have you, or if you see, our little shout outs in the videos or the descriptions, just know that we are the person beside you. We are the person behind you. We are the person in front of you. We are there with you as things escalate Do not lose focus. Do not lose hope. I know it's tough out there. But, we see you. We hear you. We are right there with you. And the best thing we can do, the best thing any of us can do, even if you are not able to be out there, or be beside us physically, just don't ever stop talking. Don't ever let anyone keep you quiet. Don't let them keep your mouth shut. Advocate for yourself. Advocate for your family, your friends, the people around you, the people behind you, in front of you. And be kind. Love each other. That's all I can ask. Happy idealism in a very nihilistic situation. But yeah. Something else I am hesitating to touch is the escalation involving the H3 podcast and that kind of whole situation. Not because I don't want to touch it, but also because I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, ethically, yes, it does need to be talked about. It will be addressed at some point. Of course, we try to address everything here. Everything in the media zeitgeist, I guess. And that includes YouTube stuff. That includes quote-unquote drama tea, whatever you want to call it, lore, etc. It often is more than just drama and tea, but I'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, yeah, I've just been listening to horror stuff. I have picked up a little bit on the Stephanie Sue coverage and the one-sided weird interaction of Nikocado Avocado. It just feels like the same kind of hoopla from him, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, honestly. I would be very, it would be very hard to convince me of fairly, like, anything he could say. So, but again, I'm gonna leave it at that. Is Stephanie Sue dramatic about some shit? Maybe. But is Nikocado dramatic about everything? Yes. So, again, we'll leave it at that. I know that our, kind of focus for the last couple of episodes has been concerts. And I know we had mentioned, previously about, or at least Deliri had alluded to, that I have a bit more concert going experience than her. And that is because I worked as a journalist and a photographer for quite a while in my youth, in my teens to early 20s. I had I had groups that I worked for. Whenever they were in my area, they preferred to have me come shoot. And then I had venues that I worked for that were in my local area. And I would do, kind of page setup photos of the venue and everything, and then I would shoot the bands, etc. That was kind of like their payment to me, was letting me shoot the bands, so. And I worked with a couple of bands. I went to have experience with a couple of bands. I went to probably 2 or 3, well, I probably went to 4 Warped Tours in my entire life, but I probably shot at 2 or 3 of them. So, like, I got the whole photographer rigmarole. I was really good at being in the right place at the right time. So I would often like meet up with the bands. We'd hang out. I often knew members of the band from just like being with them on tours for so much and them seeing me over and over again. You know, you kind of get to know people when you start seeing them over and over. And of course, like working, I kind of worked through exposure in the sense that I shot them, they knew me, they chose to shoot with me again, etc., etc., and that's kind of how it worked. And basically how I got into that was, I was on my Hailey Bieber, stuff. I wasn't a groupie because I wasn't trying to sleep with anyone, okay? It wasn't that lascivious. I was underage, so, and I was at least conscious of that. So I would do VIP meet and greets, you know, the whole kind of thing. And when you do several meet and greets over and over again, especially on tours that are close together, yes, the band is going to remember you. They're regular people, they're not monsters. So, especially if you have identifying tattoos, or if you have, like, a very identifying style about you, yeah, they're going to remember you. So, while doing this, I kind of figured out that you could kind of position yourself in the right place at the right time and kind of do that over and over again to see kind of the result that you get. And most of the time, you will run into people that you want to run into. And as long as you are respectful and nice about it, and you don't hold them hostage, my God. But, you know, as long as you're nice and respectful about it and you're not a creep about it, it's pretty much fine. You'll get your autograph or your picture or your little interaction, your YN moment. And, you know, you'll be off with that. So doing this, I ended up meeting photographers that were working professionally, you know. Everyone starts out as an amateur, of course. And I met a couple of band photographers, but I met a couple of local photographers who worked for local magazines. And this lovely, lovely photographer, if you ever see this, you know who you are, girl. I love you to death and back. You're amazing, you're great. But she really took me under her wing and got me started. She got me jobs. She showed me kind of how to do the thing. And I was kind of off from there, you know. So basically, a lot of what I would do is I would go for the easier access people at first, of course, because you are an amateur. So, opening bands that were coming up, new bands, kind of stuff like that. I would show up super, super early. I'd scope out the whole place, make friends with the security guards, you know, figure out where the good coffee places are, etc., etc. And I just happened to place myself in the correct places to meet people. And then I met the people, and then the people became my friends. And, we were cool, they were cool, very cool people. And I had some really, really cool people that I met that really, protected me and were good to me and never made, you know, moves on me because I was underage for, a good majority, or not underage, but I mean, I was very, very, very young. I wasn't even drinking age, you know, for a majority of this, beside the fact that I was indeed drinking. So, and they knew that. But, like I said, they were very good to me. They were very protective of me. Even though there were people who were not great. But, you know, I really met some lifelong friends. People that I really, admired, that were great, you know, that, were willing to risk their careers to make sure bad things didn't happen on their watch, at least, you know. That being said, I do have quite a few stories, about quite a few, people who are fairly, famous, but that is, I don't know about talking about that. I just know that it is a very, the scene is very well intended, and there's a lot of heart in it, and there are great pockets of the scene. I know we talked previously about seeing archers. They're a great example of a really, really safe environment. Like an environment I would feel extremely safe if I knew any of my nieces or my own kids were going to that area, But there are a lot of other pockets of scenes that bad things do happen, and that there is a lot of, like, substance use, and, like, young groupies, kind of thing going on. I know I'm kind of, I'm kind of, like, skating around it because of the YouTube censors, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, but, this concert, was kind of an outdoor thing. It seemed fine. It seemed very chill. We ran into, like, some mutual friends, and it was really, that was really cool. So, and there were a lot of kids around, again, because it was a, like, outdoor on the shore kind of thing. Very cute. Very nice. But the more gritty scenes, more gritty things tend to happen. I know that, it's not too uncommon for bands to go through a period where they maybe exchange a member to, maybe, like, a bassist or, like, a drummer, and it's kind of never really outright stated why, but the fans kind of know what's going on because it's been kind of going on for a while. I feel like that happens quite a lot. So, but you guys let me know if you want to hear more about this, if you want the in-depth tea. I'm sure we could do more episodes about this, talking about this aspect with you guys. But I am going to let you go. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you stay safe. I hope your friends, your family, I hope your crush, I hope your cat, I hope your fish, I hope your dog stay safe, stay hydrated. I hope the bee on your windowsill, gets out. I hope your plants thrive, and don't forget to water them hoes. I love you guys, and this is Deliri. No, I am Deliri. This is Delulu. You know what? That's fine. I am she, we are they. Now, this has been Delulu, and I love you guys.